Kamusta mga kakalculus? So, we are back. And this time, this is the last part of your indefinite integrals. Hindi pa ito yung end, ha? Medyo nasa gitna na tayo. We are near to the end. Ika nga. Okay, so I hope na kapag-aral na kayo. Siyempre, pagka nasa gitna na, it means ito na rin yung midterm exam. Okay? So, what are we going to discuss for today? So, this is topic 3 under integral calculus. We're talking about partial fraction. So, I'm going to give you a short description or discussion regarding partial fraction. Okay, at first, we have to know what is a rational fraction. Now, from the word ratio, and at the same time, fraction, na parang redundant. Paulit-ulit na sinasabi. If we say rational fraction, it is a quotient of two polynomials having a numerator. Okay, take note of the symbol, no? N of x. Now, N stands for the numerator. And the denominator, or d of x, a real coefficients and no common factor other than 1. So, it says there that the denominator must have or completely being factored out. Okay? Pag sinabing rational fraction, walang common factor between the numerator and the denominator. In short, simplified na siya. No, but, again, since it is a fraction, okay, we have to know whether it is proper or improper fraction. So, again, 2 kinds of fraction. We have improper rational fraction. The degree of the equation of the numerator is greater than the degree of the equation in the denominator. Now, same thing as dealing with a fraction. We can say that the fraction is improper if the number on the numerator is greater than in the denominator. For example, 4 over 3. So, it is improper. To make it proper, we need to do the division method, or we have to divide, changing improper into a mix. Now, combination of two fraction or a whole number and a fraction, that fraction is being already transformed into its proper form. Now, kung natatandaan nyo nung elementary, high school, but this time, kasi pinag-usapan na natin ay variables, so mahirap kasi malaman kung sino yung mas malaki. But based on the degree or the exponent of the expression, so doon natin malalaman kung siya ay malaki or mas maliit. So na-discuss sa inyo yan during algebra. And of course, this example of this, and x cubed over x plus 1. Now by inspection, that the degree of the numerator, which is cube, is greater than the degree of the denominator. No, it is just 1. Or sometimes, merong it's a tie, balon-balunan, no, magkamukha. Now, x squared plus 2x minus 1. The degree of the of the whole numerator is raised to 2, or second degree. So, same thing as in the denominator. So, we can still say that rational fraction is improper. No? Paano ba nalalaman kasing proper? So, proper rational is the opposite of the improper rational. The degree of the equation of the numerator is less than the degree of the equation in the denominator. Same thing in just a number, 3/4. 4 is greater than 3, which is in the denominator. So, mas malaki ang denominator, kaya proper siya. No, hindi nyo na pwedeng i-simplify pa kasi si 3/4, 1/2. Pag dinivide nyo, magiging decimal lang siya. So, once it is being simplified, we can do anything about it. We cannot do anything about it. So, in dealing with expression or algebraic fraction, the degree of the equation of the numerator is less than the degree of the, or in the denominator. Mas malaki daw ang degree or exponent dapat nung nasa denominator. Now, for example, x over x cubed plus 1, 6x squared minus x plus 2, having second degree. on the numerator. But as you notice na in the denominator, it is being completely factored out. Pag yan ay in-expand natin, we have x on the first quantity, x squared on the second quantity, multiplying it, we have x cubed, which is greater than, 3 is greater than 2, or cube is greater than the square. So, yun lang yung kailangan nating tandaan. If we have a problem in integral calculus having the integrand or the problem itself is an improper, we need to divide. Ayun yung una kasi nating tinatandaan pagka fraction ang pinag-usapan. Tingnan mo muna siya kung proper or improper. Pag improper siya, we need to divide. And as you remember, sa integral calculus, mas madaling i-integrate kung magkakahiwalay. Kaya kung isang fraction siya, nakabuuan, at pwede mapaghiwalay-hiwalay, mas madaling isolve. That's why kung siya improper, so combination of different fractions na paghiwalay-hiwalay, you need to divide it. But, ang problema kasi, the problem is, once that the expression or the problem in integral calculus is already a proper rational fraction, like sabi ko, 1/2, 3/4, hindi nyo na kasi pwedeng i-divide pa. Walang common factor sa numerator, walang common factor sa denominator, walang makakancel. So, anong gagawin? You're going to apply different formulas. Pag hindi pa rin, different techniques. And one of the techniques na pag-uusapan natin, ito na nga, yung partial fraction. Paano pa i-decompose or paghiwalay-hiwalayin ang isang proper rational fraction. So, that's our lesson for today. So, solving for different kinds of problem, we have also different cases. So, dito tayo magpa-focus. And if I'm not mistaken, dapat ito na ituro na sa inyo during your high school days sa algebra or recalling it in your senior years, lalo na sa mga STEM. Sa mga hindi STEM, nako, you need to review again. So, papasadahan lang natin ng konti for you to recall, pero like what I said, aralin nyo ulit. Kasi hindi ko naman itatakel lahat to. And brace yourself. Mahaba-haba ang discussion natin today. Kasi we have 4 different cases. Sa partial fraction pa lang yan. Tapos, i-integrate pa natin. So, doon pa lang sa process ng partial fraction, mahaba na Iba pa yung process ng integral calculus. Kaya, again, sit back, relax, and listen. So, case number 1. When the factors of the denominator are all linear and none is repeated. So, again, sinum na natin, All linear daw. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng linear? Based on the word linear line, so the expression or the equation must be in the first degree lang. So, pinag-usapan natin denominator, ha? Okay, tandaan, case number 1 o lahat ng cases ang pag-uusapan ay denominator. So, check nyo ang denominator. Sa case number 1, kailangan daw ang denominator ay linear at wala daw repeated. Pag sinabing linear, the degree of the expression raised to the first degree. And wala daw magkamukha. Okay, maliwanag? So, this is the format that we're going to use. So, we have the numerator and denominator. So, hindi ganun kahalaga muna ang numerator. By looking on the denominator, so, makikita ninyo, we have a sub 1 x plus b sub 1. The first quantity, you will notice that the degree of the variable x is raised to the first. So, it is linear. And at the same time, none and repeated. That's why we have a sub 1 x plus b sub 1. It means a sub 1 is different from a sub 2, and b sub 1 is different from b sub 2. So, the first quantity is different from the second quantity, and so on and so forth. Dapat daw magkakamukha. If that is the case, it falls under case number 1. Hindi kasi natin pwedeng isolve class na pag sa unang tingin ay case number 2 siya. Yung pala hindi naman naka-factor pa yung denominator at gagamitin yung case number 2. Yung pala case number 1 siya. Mali yun. So, masosolve ninyo, yes. But, it will give us wrong answer. So, paano ngayon natin i-apply yung partial fraction? Halimbawa, nakakita ka ng problem, disregarding first the numerator, chinek mo yung denominator. Of course, the first thing you're going to do is to check whether it's proper or improper. Ang pinag-uusapan ngayon natin ito ay proper ha, hindi improper. Proper. So, by checking on the denominator, okay, chinek. Okay, magkakaiba siya, linear siya. Paano ngayon natin gagawin? Paano pa natin i-divide? Kasi sabi ko sa inyo kanina, hindi na pwedeng i-divide pa ang proper fraction or partial fraction. So, we're going to decompose it. Yung one whole proper partial fraction, na isang buo siyang fraction paghihiwalayin ngayon natin into several fractions. So, magkakaroon ngayon tayo ng A over for the first quantity na linear na walang kamuka plus B over the second quantity. So, hanggat meron different quantity or group ng factor sa denominator, okay, dumadami yan. A plus B plus C and so on and so forth. So, yun yung palatandaan. Kung ilan ang factor sa denominator na linear and unrepeated, yun din ang dami ng constant na hahanapin ninyo. So, yung A, B, and up to Z are all constants that need to be solved. Yun yung hahanapin natin para yung problem na proper proper fraction mapaghiwalay-hiwalay or we can decompose it. Paghihiwalay natin into several numbers of fraction. We have to solve for A, B, and C. So, ano yung magiging procedure nun? We have two methods there. So, ayun yung i-discuss ko rin sa inyo, which is sabi ko nga, dapat na i-discuss sa inyo yan during your algebra days or even doon sa senior year nyo sa mga STEM. Okay, let's have an example. Let's say we have the problem of evaluating the integral of dx over x squared plus x minus 2. Now, from this problem, as we inspect, it is proper already. Why? Because the degree of the denominator is greater than the degree of the numerator. By inspection, the denominator has a degree of 2. It means second degree. So, hindi nyo na pwedeng i-divide. Non-factorable yung numerator. Wala naman kasi talaga sa numerator. Leaving the numerator as d of x. Wala kayong makakancel. So, lalong hindi nyo ma-divide yan. So, anong gagawin? Isip ka ng paraan. Can we use the different formulas? So, hindi outnumbered na ako kung ilan na yung formulas na pag-usapan natin. So, you have to try it. And again, kung magagamitan, good. Kung hindi, use partial fraction. Paghihiwalay-hiwalay natin yang isang buong fraction na yan into several fraction. So, ano ba ang dapat tatandaan? Denominator need to be factored out first. Now, take note of that, ha? Kasi pag hindi nyo pinactor ang denominator, hindi nyo masasabing siya ay case 1, case 2, case 3, and case 4. So, in this case 1, sabi kasi linear dapat daw ang denominator. Pag hindi nyo pinactor yan, hindi mo masasabing linear. Why? Kasi nga, naka-raise kay 2. So, quadratic siya, hindi siya linear. Ang linear dapat naka-raise kay 1. So, ano ang gagawin ngayon natin sa part na yan? Okay, by factoring the denominator first, so x squared plus x minus 2 can be turned into x plus 2 quantity times the quantity of x minus 1. So, by checking, it is x squared plus x minus 2. Okay, from the old form to the new form, we can say that the new form is under case number 1. By checking only on the denominator, wala tayong pakialam sa numerator, we have x plus 2, which is linear, raised to 1 kasi sa x, and x minus 1 is also linear. And at the same time, none is or are repeated. Now, so x plus 2 is different from x minus 1. So, ilang quantity or group ang meron? So, dalawa. So, pag chinek ko rin naman kasi sa original form x squared, it means 2 sets of partial fraction yung gagawin ngayon natin. Okay, so sana nasundan yan So, let's try solving this using partial fraction, tapos mamaya na natin i-integrate. So, again, kung kaya nang i-integrate yan without using partial fraction, mas maganda. So, hahanap kayo ng paraan kung paano yan i-integrate, no? From selecting from the formulas that we have discussed. So, wag na muna natin i-apply yun, no? Bahala na kayo mag-isip. Focus on partial fraction. So, if I'm going to get first, okay, wala man tayong pakialam sa sa numerator. Sulat ko lang muna yung pinaka-expression in algebra. So, paano ko paghihiwalayin yan? According sa format kanina, we have A to be solved yan. For the first group plus the second, which is B, na unknown na isosolve para sa second group. So, ito, aayusin din natin sa form ng So, paghihiwalay-hiwalay kasi natin yan. So, parang mangyayari, wait lang, magiging dalawang set yan ng integral. Okay, so solve natin si A and B. So, balik tayo sa algebra. Okay, basic to. And didiscuss, papasadahan ko lang yung partial fraction. By getting the LCD. Okay, LCD. Ano yung LCD? Of course, yung x plus 2 and x minus 1. No? Ayan yung LCD. So, yung x plus 2 minus x minus 1, i-multiply ko sa kabuuan nito. No, ito, multiply ko doon. So, syempre, meron na akong x plus 2, x minus 1 sa ilalim. Pag minultiply sa LCD, cancel siya. Ang matitira ay si 1. Equals. Okay, next naman, kung si a plus x plus 2 naman, i-multiply ko naman si LCD dito. So, may x plus 2 na ako sa ilalim. May x plus 2 ako sa ibabaw. So, parang na-cancel to, no? So, may matitirang a tapos x minus 1. Okay? Sana nasusundan. Plus si b. Okay, so dito naman tayo sumunod. I-multiply ko kay LCD. So, may x minus 1 na ako sa baba, may x minus 1 ako sa taas, parang na-cancel. Matitira si b, at meron pang x plus 2. Okay, nasusundan ba? So, let's say this is our form 1. Pwedeng ganyan. Pwede rin i-distribute nyo sa a sa loob. No? Form number 2. Okay, so anong ibig sabihin ko doon? Kasi class, we have two methods in solving for A and B. So, yun yung pag-uusapan natin. So, paano ngayon natin isosolve si A and B? For form number 2, and let's try distributing A and B inside the quantity. So, I have AX minus A plus BX plus 2B. Okay, hinati natin or kinategorize natin sa dalawang form. In solving for the constants A and B, if we're going to use form 1, okay, form 1, using form 1, sorry, yung hindi natin dinidistribute, we're going to apply substitution, no, for method 1. Substitution method. Ayan. For form 1 yan. So, paano substitution method? So, by checking on the problem, balik tayo sa problem kanina. Ito. Meron kasing x plus 2. So, if we're going to equate that x plus 2 to 0, no, kung si x plus 2, okay, at a tayo. At a, meron akong x plus 2, equate natin sa 0. Kunwari, muna. So, solving for x, we have x is equals to negative 2. Okay, do you follow? So, ang ginagamit natin, using form 1 by substitution. This is 1. So, substituting x, which is equals to negative 2. Dito tingin muna. Para hindi kayo malito. Kasi method 1 yung ginagamit natin. Okay, so yung left member 1, still 1. Wala naman kasing a. Walang value ni x, a, tapos si x, papalitan. No, kaya substitution, minus 2, minus 1. Plus, b, okay, x is negative 2, plus 2. So, we have 1 equals a, negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3, negative 2 plus 2 is 0, times b is 0. So, walang b. Therefore, we are arriving at a, pwede na sagutin si a, divided by negative 3, negative 3, cancel. So, we have a equals to negative 1/3. Okay, may a na tayo. No? Madali lang naman isolve. Okay, at b naman, dito tingin, okay, meron naman tayong x minus 1. So, equating it to 0. So, we have x equals to positive 1. So, by substitution or substituting it using method 1 or form 1. So, we have 1 equals a times x minus 1 or 1 minus 1 plus b times 1 plus 2. Okay, sana nakakasunod, no? So, yung 1 minus 1 is 0, wala nang a, meron na lang akong b times 3. Dividing both sides by 3. Ano to? So, we have b, which is equals to 1/3. Okay, so meron na akong a and b. So, what we're going to do, yung kanina, palitan na natin. Now, 1 over x plus 2 quantity, oops, pangit na sa part to. X minus 1 quantity can now be transformed into a over x plus 2, where a is negative 1/3 over x plus 1, x plus 2, sorry, plus b over x minus 1, where b is 1/3 over x minus 1. So, ayan yung equivalent form niya. Okay, so, napaghiwalay ngayon natin. Tapos, ayun yung isosolve ngayon natin sa integral calculus. No, ito yung dalawa na hinahanap natin. No, para kay A, para kay B. Okay, pero hindi muna natin isosolve ng integral, ha. I'm going to show you the second method, which is equating coefficient. So, using or this is the alternative partial fraction. Using form 2. Using equating coefficient. Okay, sa book, madali rin tandaan yan, madaling sundan. Kasi naka-explain din sa book yung pinaka coefficients, yung pinaka method niya. Okay, so paano equating coefficient? Dito na tayo sa form 2 ha. Dito na tingin. Ayan na. Tingin natin sa form 2 na. Okay, sa form 2, as you notice, meron na tayong coefficient. Ano yung coefficient? No, coefficient ng, kung tatandaan ninyo, ang original kasi na ito, nung hindi siya nakafactor, di ba, you have x squared, tapos plus x minus 2. Yan ang original niya. So, meron kang first term, second term, and third term. So, may kanya-kanyang coefficient. Si x squared, meron tayong 1 as numerical coefficient. Ibig sabihin kay x squared. Si x, meron ka ding 1 at si constant. Yung constant, tatawagin natin k ha. So, constant natin na k is 2 or negative 2. No, parang ganon. Now, using form 2, equating coefficient, simulan ngayon natin kay x squared. Okay, at x squared. Ano mangyayari? So, check natin dito sa form. Yung left member, 1, ibig sabihin walang x squared. Walang x squared. Constant lang siya na 1. So, 0. Okay? Next, yung ax, wala ring x squared. Kaya 0. Yung a, wala ring x squared, 0. bx, 0 din. Di kasi x squared. At 2b, wala rin. So, hindi na natin sasama to. And, kasi wala namang x squared. So, next, after x squared, proceed tayo sa x. No, ang technique dyan na mula mataas na exponent pababa, pababa lang pababa. X squared, x, then constant. So, sa x naman, by checking, yung ulit, yung 1, walang x yan, kaya 0 pa rin. Equals, yung ax, okay, dito na. Pwede na natin i-check to verify yung ax, may x na. Ano yung value o numerical coefficient x? No? Kasi constant si a eh. A. So, may matitira ng a. Yung katabi ni x. Yung sumunod na minus a, walang x, 0. Hindi na natin sasama. Plus, yung bx, may x. Ang numerical coefficient ni bx ay si b. Tapos, si 2b, walang x, kaya 0 din. So, ito ngayon yung equation 1. Yan. Pupuno ka ng maraming equation dyan. Eh. Okay, tapos sumunod. At, tapos na tayo sa x squared, tapos na sa x, at constant na. So, k ang ipapangalan natin. Ha? So, again, looking at the form 2, so, constant, meron na. Yun na si 1. Tapos, yung ax, walang constant kasi yan, 0. Minus a, may imaginary yan na 1 eh. So, ano ang constant ngayon ni minus a? Siyempre, ang constant niya ay si a na minus. So, negative a. Okay, nasusundan. Tapos, bx. So, bx may x kasi. 0 siya. Tapos, yung 2b, okay, may constant tayo na 2b. Sana nasusundan nyo ako ha. So, meron na akong equation 2. Medyo matagal ang method 2 or equating coefficient. Okay, so if we have two equations, 1, 2, two unknowns, a and b. Okay, so we can solve for a and b. Kasi sabi natin, pag dalawa ang nawawala, kailangan ang equation ninyo dalawa rin or higit sa dalawa. Hindi kasi mas marami ang nawawala or unknowns kesa doon sa equations. So, paano gagawin natin? If we're going to add, diretso ko na rito ha. Sulat ko na nga ulit. 0 is equals to A plus B as equation 1. If we're going to add equation 1 and equation 2, okay, may makakancel na tayo. 0 plus 1 is 1 equals, may makakancel na tayo na A. A plus negative A, cancel na. B plus 2B, we have 3B. Okay, pag dinivide natin both sides by 3, okay, so same answer. B is equals to 1/3. Okay, magkamukha sila. Now, meron na akong B. Let's say, ito na yung equation 3 ko. Okay, we can substitute equation 3. Pwede kayong mamili kung kay equation 1 ba or kay equation 2. So, dahil mas mukhang mas simple sa equation 1, kay equation 1 na lang. So, pwedeng kahit kay 2 ha. So, 0 equals A, yun yung hinahanap pa na isa, plus B. Si B, pwede ko nang palitan ng 1/3. So, transposing 1/3 to the other side, from positive, lilipat ko sa kabila, magiging negative. So, A is equals to negative 1/3. Okay na? So, meron na tayong value ni A and B using partial fraction, using the two methods. So, hindi ko naman kailangan i-solve or hindi nyo kailangan i-solve ng two methods. Kasi mamaya, pag na-discuss na natin hanggang case number 4, mamimili kasi kayo dyan eh. Pwedeng method 1 lang ang gamitin nyo, substitution, or method number 2, yung equating coefficients. Or pwede nyo rin i-mix up, nasa sa inyo yon. Okay? So now we can transform the problem to, okay, yun yung kanina, no? Sulat ko lang ulit. Meron kasi tayong ginawa natin kanina na A over x plus 2 plus B over x minus 1 dx. Yan. Tapos pwede na nating paghiwalayin. A dx over x plus 2 plus B dx over x minus 1. Tapos may value na tayo ng A. Yung value ng A kanina is negative 1/3 dx over x plus 2 plus si B, positive 1/3 dx over x minus 1. So, we can take out or put out all the constants. So, yung negative 1/3, labas ko na. Meron na lang akong dx over x plus 2. We can put out 1/3 outside the integral, leaving dx over x minus 1. Ayan na siya. Madali na natin solve. We can use now the quotient rule, du over u, where the integral of du over u is equals to ln of absolute of value c of u plus c. So, dito sa first part, u is x plus 2. Sa second part, second term, u is equals to x minus 1. So, getting the derivative of u, we have dx. Derivative of u, we have dx also. So, negative 1/3 integral, okay, dx is du. X plus 2 is our u. Plus 1/3 dx is our du. X minus 1 is our u. So, we can now apply yung formula ng quotient natin. So, we have negative 1/3 ln absolute value of u, where u on the first term is x plus 2. Plus 1/3 ln absolute value of u, where u on the second term is x minus 1 plus c. But wait, there's more. So, since it is logarithm, we need to apply law of logarithm. Okay, para maliwanag yun, ha? Okay, so pwede muna rin natin i-factor out kasi merong 1/3, may 1/3. So, pwede kong ilabas si 1/3. O, pwedeng ganyan. Okay, paglabas kay 1/3, matitira sa first term, negative ln, absolute value of x plus 2. Okay, plus, nilabas ko na si 1/3, ln, absolute value of x minus 1 plus c. So, pwede kong pagpalitin to, no? Unahin ko lang yung minus. So, we have 1/3 ln absolute value of x minus 1 minus ln absolute value of x plus 2. Okay, bakit ko pinagpalit? Kasi according sa rule ng logarithm, di ba, pag subtraction, nagiging division. So, we have 1/3. Okay, subtraction siya, nagiging division. ln absolute value of x minus 1 over x plus 2 plus c. Tapos yung 1/3, pwede kong lagay na sa taas. So, we have ln absolute value. Okay, lagay ko na lang kabuuan niya, x minus 1, x plus 2 raised to 1/3 plus c. Or, since fraction yung exponent, ln, gawin natin cube root of x minus 1 over x plus 2. So, kailangan alam nyo rin yung rule na logarithm. Okay? So, that's it for case number 1. So, hindi ko nadadagdagan pa ng different cases, ng different example for each case. You need to solve the exercises on your book. Kasi kasama to sa midterm exam natin. Okay, proceed tayo sa next. So, let's clear this. Let's proceed to the next. Applying the next case, when the factors of the denominator are all linear, same with case number 1, no? All linear, and some are repeated. This time, meron ng repetition na ganap, no? May magiging magkamukha na. Hindi katulad kay case number 1, magkakaiba. Malinaw. And some are repeated. Okay, so let's have a format. So, by checking the numerator and denominator, so yung first part, we have 1, wala tayo, no? Regardless of ano yung numerator niya. By looking on the denominator, again, ifa-factor nyo muna yung denominator. Once na-factor out na, check nyo. So, if we have ax plus b, actually, linear siya, yung nasa loob. Kasi ax, x is raised to 1, being raised to 1. Pero yung exponent sa labas, which is n, it can be raised to 2, raised to 3, and so on and so forth. Yun yung nagsasabi na may repetition nagaganap. Now, let's say your n is 3. Now, ax plus b raised to 3. So, 3 times daw na naulit na naging magkamukha. So, kung 3 times, it means tatlong constant din ang nawawala. Yung una, a over ax, kunwari lang ha, ulitin ko, kunwari ito ay 3. Para malinaw. Yan, kunwari, 3 siya, kunwari. So, yung una, a over ax plus b raised to 1. Kasi tatlong beses b, ax plus b raised to 2. Plus, kunwari, no? Kasi hanggang 3 nga, c na to, c. ax plus b raised to 3. So, yung exponent doon sa problem, siya yung magsasabi kung ilang constant or ilang beses mauulit. Ilang constant ang kailangan isolve. Okay, do you follow? Okay, good. So, proceed tayo. So, let's have an example. Evaluate the integral of 2x plus 4 over x cubed minus 2x squared dx. So, by inspection, it is proper because the degree of the denominator, which is 3, yung highest ay hindi yung 2. 3 is greater than the degree of the numerator. At wala naman tayong mapa-factor out na pwedeng cancelin sa numerator and denominator. So to see or to solve that using partial fraction, we have to know whether it is what case belongs. It can be case 1, case 2, case 3, or case number 4. So before knowing what case to solve, we need to factor, or what case to use, rather, we need to factor first completely the denominator. Now, regardless of the numerator, disregard muna natin. So, x cubed minus 2x squared can be factored out yung x squared, which is the GCF. So, factoring out x squared, we have x squared times x minus 2. So, x squared, sulat ko lang ha. Ito, naging ganito na. Okay, so by check, meron akong repetition kay x. Ano yung repetition ko kay x? Ito. Naulit ng 2 beses si x. Okay, bukod pa doon, meron pa akong x minus 2 na linear. So, this is a combination of case 1 and case 2. Yung x minus 2 is linear. Case 1 yan. Yung x squared is case 2. 2 beses na ulit. So, by inspection again, lagi ko sinasabi, tingnan nyo muna sa original problem, x cubed, 3 integral natin paghihiwalay-hiwalayin yan. No, para kay A, B, and C. Okay, nakakasunod ba? So, paanong A, B, and C? Meron tayong linear, which is x minus 2, yun yung para kay A. Meron tayong repetition na x squared, para yun kay B and para yun kay C. Para lang malinaw. Let's proceed. So, applying partial fraction, 2x plus 4 over x squared times x minus 2, that's the new form, can be decomposed into 3 fractions. We have A for the linear, case number 1 yon, x minus 2, applying its format. Yung x squared naman is case number 2, applying the format. We have B over x, yun yung una, tapos plus C over x squared. Di ba sabi ko, kung gaano karami yung repetition, yun, unti-untiin nyo, iisa-isahin nyo. Okay, now, getting the LCD again. So, we have 2x plus 4. Baka nalito kayo. Balik ko lang. Multiplying this by the LCD. Ginawa rin natin factor. Ano yung LCD? X squared, x minus 2. So, yung LCD, pag minultiply ko sa first part, so magkamuka ito at saka to, cancel. Matitira yung 2x plus 4. LCD, multiply ko kay A, may x minus 2, cancel kasi may x minus 2. May matitirang A times yung natira pang x squared. LCD, multiply ko kay B over x. Okay, so x tsaka x squared. So may matitirang B, ito na yung B. X and x squared, may matitira pang x at x minus 2 kasi wala naman si B. Sa LCD, multiply ko kay C. C, kopyahin. X squared, cancel na. At matitirang x minus 2. So, we need to solve for A, B, and C. So, paano ngayon natin isosolve si A, B, and C? Kikiclear ko lang ha. Okay, solving for A, B, and C, we have 2 methods. Now, yung first, this is already our first method. Kung gusto nyo, method 1. Hindi kasi siya nakadistribute. Tapos yung method 2 naman, Okay, distribute natin. Ano ba nangyayari? Okay, yung A, x squared na siya. Yung B, pwedeng bx squared minus, yung x na lang pasok natin sa loob ha. Yung B, wag na. X squared minus 2x. Okay, plus yung C as is. So, ito yung method 2. Dinistribute natin yung x sa loob nung x minus 2. Pwede nyo rin paghiwalay-hiwalayin. Bx squared minus 2bx plus cx minus c2 na parang ganito. Hindi kayo sanay. Pwede ganyan eh. Pwede rin yan. So, it's up to you. Mamaya, check natin yan. Now, in solving for A, B, C, using partial fraction tayo, substitution method. May substitution. Sa substitution, syempre, makukuha nyo lang kung may value si x. Okay, by looking on the first part. Okay, ano yung first part? Yun si A. Ito tingin. So, meron tayong x minus 2. Equate natin sa 0. We can have x which is equals to 2. So, by substitution, dito tingin, substituting x is equals to 2. So, we have 2 times x, where x is 2, plus 4 equals a x squared. Form 1 tayo, method 1 ha. Okay, x squared is 2 squared plus b times x, which is 2, times 2 minus 2, plus c times 2 minus 2. So, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 4, we have 8. A, 2 raised to 2 is 4. Yung 2 minus 2, 0. Times 2b, 0 na rin. 2 minus 2 is 0, times c is 0. So, we have 8 equals 4a, divide both sides by 4. We're going to have a is equals to 8 over 4 or 2. Okay, nasusundan? Next, tingnan naman natin, ano pa pwede maging value ni x? So, may mga ano na kasi tip eh. No, yung kung ano yung denominator ng bawat fraction. X. By substitution, we can write x equals to 0. I-equate kasi sa 0 eh. X equals to 0. X lang eh. So, x equals to 0. So, substituting x equals to 0 from method 1 or form 1 to x, where x is 0, plus 4 equals a x squared or 0 squared plus b times 0 times 0 minus 2 plus c times 0 minus 2. Okay, so this is just 4 equals, this is 0. 0 na to, so 0 na rin. So c times negative 2 or negative 2c. Okay, divided by both sides by negative 2. Negative 2, cancel. So, we have c equals 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. Okay, do you follow? Good. Tatalino kasi kayong lahat. And last, kulang na lang si b. Sir, pwede ba bang gamitan ng substitution method? Kasi c is equals over x squared. X squared is equals to 0. No, pwede nyo isulat kasi x squared equals to 0 kasi wala naman. Lalabas lang na x is equals to 0. So, parang naulit lang. Ulit tayo. So, on this case, hindi na natin pwedeng applyan pa ng method 1 by substitution. We're going to solve it using method 2 by equating coefficient. para masolve lang natin si B. Nakakasunod? May A na tayo, may C na tayo. Ang wala tayo ay B. Okay, to solve for B using equating coefficient. Shortcutin ko na lang equating coefficient. Yan. So, dito tingin class, no? Sa part na to. Ay, sige. Dito na tayo tingin. Ay, sorry. Dito na tingin sa part na to. Either dito sa dalawa. Ayan. So, by inspection, tingnan natin yung B. Ito. Meron tayong B kay x squared at kay x. So, pwede kayong mamili kahit alin dyan. Kung kukunin ko using x squared at x squared, yung 2x plus 4, walang x squared. 0. Okay, we are already in equating coefficient, ha? Si ax squared, may x squared. Sino yung x? Equating coefficient niya, coefficient ni x squared, si a. Plus, of course, si b. Kasi yun nga natin kinuha. Yung sumunod, yung 2bx, walang x squared, wala. Si c, cx, walang x squared, si 2c, walang c. So, pwedeng yan, a plus b. Okay, nasusundan. Or, pwede ring at x naman, kasi sa b kasi, pwedeng may x squared, may negative 2x or x. So, kung gagamitin naman natin, no, or, mamili kayo sa dalawa. At x, equating coefficient by x, dito ulit, 2x plus 4, so meron ng x doon. Ano ang equating coefficient ni x? 2. Si a, wala pa rin x, kasi x squared lang meron siya. Si b, meron na. Actually, negative 2b. Okay, yun na may x. Si C, meron na rin. Ano si C? C, kasi may x siya. So, mamimili ka ngayon sa dalawa. Alin ang pipiliin? Mamili kayo sa dalawa. Kung ito ang isosolve natin, using this one, we have 0 equals A. Okay, may value na tayo ng A, which is 2. Ito, 2 plus B. Or, B, solving for B kasi yung nawawala is negative 2. Kung ito naman ang gagamitin, 2 equals negative 2B. Hinahanap natin si B plus C. Ano ang value ni C? Negative 2. Yung sinolve natin kanina. So, si 2, ito lipat ko sa kabila. So, 2 from negative 2 magiging positive 2. We have negative 2B. So, we have 4 equals negative 2B. Divide both sides by negative 2. Negative 2 cancel. So, same answer we're going to arrive. Negative 2. Yan. Sino ang mahal mo o mahal ako? Yun ba yung kanta? Pakanta tuloy ako. So, alin sa dalawa, ha? Kaya mag-practice kayo mag-solve para masanay kayo na hindi na kayo mag-trial and error pa. Siyempre, kukunin nyo yung unang method, mas madali. Okay, so meron na tayong value for A, which is 2. Value for B, which is negative 2. And value for C, which is negative 2. So, ipapalit na natin kay A, kay B, kay C. Tapos, i-integrate na natin siya. Okay? So, wala pa tayo sa integral calculus. Proceed ngayon tayo sa integral na. Okay, so, let's clear it. Now, we can solve for the integral. So, this is now equals to integral quantity. Ayan. So, sulat ko A over x minus 2 plus B over x plus C over x squared dx. Tapos, pwede nang pag-iwalay-iwalayan. A dx over x minus 2 plus b dx over x plus integral c dx over x squared. And substituting the value of a, b, and c. A is positive 2 over x minus 2. B is negative 2 over x plus c is 2. Ay, negative 2 rin to, no? Negative 2 over x squared. Put out all the constant. 2 integral of dx over x minus 2. Positive negative is negative 2 dx over x. Positive negative, again 2 dx over x squared. Okay, dito, quotient rule, first term. Dito, second term, quotient rule. Third term, yung x squared, iakyat muna natin. Para maganda tingnan lahat. So, bringing up the denominator, changing the sign from positive to negative. So, power rule tayo sa third term. So, let u on the first term, x minus 2, derivative of u is dx. U on the second term is x, derivative of x is the same as dx. U, quotient rule tayo, no? We have negative 2, and negative 2 dx. Sorry. Power rule tayo, no? E ay u raised to the, power. So, ang gagawin lang natin doon, magkakaroon tayo ng plus 1 minus 1. U is x. Mali tayo. U is x. So, du is equals to dx. So, we have 2 dx is du. X minus 2 is our u. Minus 2 dx is du. X is u minus 2. X is our u raised to negative 2. dx is du. Ayan. So, proceed tayo. Power rule, quotient rule. We have 2 ln absolute value of u, where u on the first term is x minus 2, minus 2 ln absolute value of u, where u is x, minus 2 quotient rule plus 1. Now, negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1 over negative 1. So, x raised to negative 1 over negative 1 plus c. Okay, yung first two terms, pwedeng i-apply nyo yung logarithm rule. So, pwedeng i-factor out muna yung common na 2. ln absolute value of x minus 2 minus ln absolute value of x. Nilabas na natin si 2, ha. Negative times negative, positive. Tapos, we have 2 times x raised to negative 1. Tapos yung negative 1, siyempre exponent, ililipat natin sa baba. So we have 2 We have ln, subtraction magiging division. Kasi ito magiging 2 over x plus c. Okay, so we can put 2 as an exponent. X minus 2 over x raised to 2 plus 2 over x plus c. Okay, so that will be our final answer. Okay, may tanong? For case number 2, just write your comment sa mga hindi ko estudyante na nanonood. Kung hindi pa nakasubscribe, mag-subscribe kayo. Parang awa nyo na. Biro lang. Mag-comment lang kayo doon. So, mga students ko, just PM me on my messenger or DM me. Okay, proceed tayo sa case number 3. For case number 3, okay, so we're done with linear. Kanina kasi case 1 linear and non-repeated. Case 2 linear and some are repeated. Case number 3, when the factors of the denominator contains irreducible quadratic factors and non-repeated. So we're done with linear. Quadratic na tayo. So irreducible means hindi pa pwedeng ma-factor out. Tapos wala daw repeated. So para rin siyang case 1 na no repetition. Alam nyo nang ibig sabihin pag sinabing repeated and non-repeated, ha? So, sa case 3 and case 4 na pag-uusapan natin ngayon, quadratic tayo. A-form. We have nx or numerator and the denominator. We have 1 over. By checking on the denominator, okay, kailangan hindi na siya pwedeng ma-factor. Hindi katulad kanina yung example natin sa case 2. Diba? Quadratic rin siya kung titingnan ninyo, pero na-factor siya into linear. Kaya hindi nyo pwedeng sabihin, ay case 3 yan, unang tingin, kasi quadratic. Try nyo munang i-factor out. No? That's the key. So, dito sa case 3 and case 4, irreducible. It means cannot be factored na. Simplified na siya. So, mangyayari, magkakaroon tayo ng yan. So, ito yung magandang pag-usapan ding topic. Kung naituro kasi sa inyo to nung algebra ninyo, hindi ganito magiging itsura. Sa isang quintilo, meron ka ng A, meron ka ng B. Para masabi ninyong quadratic yung pinag-uusapan, si A sa algebra nyo may X, originally. AX plus B. Dapat ganito yan. AX plus B. Yung X, denoting that your denominator is an irreducible quadratic. No? Tapos AX. Yan ang algebra nyo. But in our integral calculus, hindi X ang nilagay natin. No? 2AX plus B. Okay, bakit 2AX plus B? Later on, as we are on our computation, mas madali kasing gawin na natin 2AX plus B kesa sa X lang. Pwede naman sa X, pero magkakaroon tayo na we're going to find it difficult in solving for the integral part. Ang tanong ulit, saan nakuha yung 2AX plus B? Maganda rin itanong yan no, sa mga nag-iisip. Yung 2AX plus B, nakuha natin yan sa derivative ng denominator. Ano ba yung denominator natin? By inspection, our denominator is ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are all what? Iba yung capital letter ha, small letter ha. Baka mapag-isa nyo yung capital A is same as small letter A. Magkaiba yun. So, constant rin yung a, b, and c na maliliit. So, ang derivative ni ax squared plus bx plus c, so derivative ni ax squared ay 2ax. Diba? Ang derivative ni bx ay b. Ang derivative ni c, 0. Kaya meron tayong 2ax plus b. So, take note of that para maliwanag. So, let's have an example. Evaluate the integral. No? Pag tinignan nyo agad, nako, parang ang hirap. Again, wag magpanic. Pag may ganyang problem, try nyo muna. Sige, check. Uy, proper siya. Kasi mas mataas ang degree ng numerator, ay ng denominator kaysa sa numerator. Try nyo munang i-factor yung numerator. Kung factorable siya, factor nyo rin yung denominator. Kung mapafactor din siya, at kung may makakancel kayo sa numerator and denominator, mas mapapaliit ninyo. So, wag agad solve ng solve, banat ng banat, tira ng tira, wag ganon, ha? Presence of mind lagi. At sabi ko nga, wag iisipin agad na mahirap. Ang unang gagawin, ngitian. Kasi, lolokohin nyo sarili nyo na sasabihin nyo, madali yung problem. Para it follows, yung kamay nyo magsulat. Kasi pag inisip nyo ng mahirap yan, hindi na magsusulat yung kamay ninyo. Kasi sinabi nyo na mahirap. So, by inspection, ang denominator lang pakialam natin, no? Siya ay x cubed plus 2x squared plus 5x. Tanong, factorable ba siya? Yes, factorable siya. Kasi may mga x na common. No? X cubed, x squared at x may common. So, pwedeng ilabas. Pero yung numerator class, hindi na siya factorable. Kasi ano ma-factors ni 10? Sabihin, sir, nagsasalita na naman kayo ng kung ano-ano. Ano ma-factors ni 10? Yan. Factors ni 10, 2 times 5 lang. Yung 2 and 5, pag inad, 7. Yung 2 and 5, pag sinubtract, 3. So, hindi pa pwedeng makabuo ng 4. Kaya doon pa lang, alam nyo na non-factorable yan. Diba? Ulitin ko ang factors ni 10 ay 2 times 5. Ngayon, sa 2 and 5, makakabuo ka ba ng 4? Kasi yun yung middle term. Hindi. Pag inad si 2 and 5, 7. Pag sinubtract si 2 and 5, 3. So, kung hindi siya makakabuo ng 4, kasi yun yung middle term, hindi siya factorable. So, yung denominator, pwedeng ma-factor para masabi mo kung anong case. Kung case 1, case 2, case 3. So, nung finactor natin, may x na nailabas. Okay, ano ngayon itong x? Uy, linear. It is case 1. So, may case 1 na tayo dyan. Next, yung x squared plus 2x plus 5 ba ay factorable? So, let's check again. Ano ba factors ni 5? Ang factors ni 5 ay 5 and 1 lang. Yung 5 and 1 ba ay makakabuo ng 2? Definitely not. 5 and 1 pwedeng maging 6. 5 and 1 pwedeng maging 4. But not 2. So, that's it. Yun lang yung factors ng denominator. Pwede lang malabas si x. So, by inspection, inspection, linawin ko lang ulit. Tanggalin ko. Ayan. So, meron akong linear na x at quantity na x squared plus 2x plus 5, which is a quadratic. So, quadratic siya, x squared plus 2x plus 5, walang exponent sa labas. So, hindi siya repeated. So, non-repeated siya. So, a combination of case 1 and case number 3. So, ano gagawin ngayon natin? Applying the method on case number 1, which is our A. So, tingnan natin ulit, no? Kasi yung problem ng denominator x cubed. Sa 3 ulit na hahatiin, 3 ang constant. Tapos, yung second, quadratic x squared plus 2x plus 5, according sa format, magkasama na si dalawang constant. Kasi kanina, A and B. Since may A na tayo, magkasama naman, dalawa ulit, B and C naman, kasi may A na. Tapos si B, multiply ko ng 2x plus 2. Saan ko nakuha yung 2x plus 2? Yan, yung denominator derivative. So, sana nasusundan ako. Pag dinerive natin yung denominator na x squared plus 2x plus 5 ay 2x plus 2. Okay, tapos pag kinuha natin ngayon yung LCD, multiplying both sides by the LCD. Ano yung LCD niya? X times x squared plus 2x plus 5. So, yung first term, ito na lang yung matitira dito. Check. Sa A, May x na kasi, yung x squared plus 2x plus 5 na lang. Check. Yung B and C yan, pwede na natin pag-iwalayan. Hatiin muna tayo. Galit-galit muna daw. Galit-galit. So, yung B na may 2x plus 2, sorry, 2x plus 2. Kulang tayo ha. Lagyan ko lang ng 2 to. Ayan, 2x plus 2. Meron akong denominator na x squared plus 2x plus 5. So, cancel to. May matitira pang x sa labas. Kaya x. Tapos yung kay C, walang kasama si C. Pero meron ng 2x plus 5. Cancel na. Cancel na. May x na lang siyang matitira. Okay? Nasusundan? Kaya na yun yung magiging equation. Tandaan mo ito yung isa, 2x plus 2. Kasi ang derivative ni x squared plus 2x ay 2x plus 2. Let's continue. So, paano ngayon natin isosolve to? Yung first form, and form na siya. Form 1 na to. Wait. So, let's this be our form 1 or method 1. Pag method 1, substitution yan ha. Sa method 2 naman, pwede nating ipasok sa loob. Ito. Pasok sa loob kung gusto natin. So, we have x squared. Ayan. A. Relate na natin lahat. X squared plus 4x plus 10 equals ax squared plus 2x plus 5. Pasok na natin si x sa loob. B 2x squared plus 2x. Ayan. Pinasok ko lang ha, plus si x. Mamaya, masasabi ko sa inyo bakit ba kailangan kunin yung derivative at yun yung isama instead of x. Sabi ko kasi mas madaling ma-solve kung kesa sa x lang. Okay na? So, this is method 2. Okay, by method 1, kailan ginagamit ang method 1? Kung may makukuha tayong value ni x. So, dito tingin. Meron bang linear? Linear ibig sabihin, yes, ito. X, kasi yung sumunod quadratic na eh. So, by method 1, we can have x equals to, syempre, walang kasama, 0. So, if x equals to 0, so x squared plus 4x plus 10, x ay 0 na, no? X squared is 0 squared plus 4 times 0 plus 10. Okay, dito tingin ha, dito tingin. Okay, medyo shortcutin na natin ng konti. So, yung 0, huwag na natin isama. So, may matitira lang talaga tayo na 10. Shortcutin na natin. Equals. Sa A, imagine niyo 0 si x squared, 0 si 2 times 0, plus 5. So, may matitirang 5a. 0 si x ha. Sa B, dahil may 0 sa labas, may 0, x kasi may x sa labas. So, kung 0 yan, wala nang B. 0 na rin. At si C, kung may x din kasama na 0 din, 0 na rin. So, in short, we have 10 is equals to 5a or a is equals to 2. Shortcut ko na ha, kasi i-divide sa 5 yan. So, meron na tayong value ni a. Ngayon, paano kukunin ngayon si b at saka si c? Okay, may a na tayo. So, wala na tayong linear, wala na tayong mapagkukunan ng substitution, wala nang value si x. So, walang choice kung hindi gumamit ng method 2. Okay, by equating coefficient. So, by equating coefficient, okay, ano ba yung may highest degree? X cubed. So, X cubed. Cube. So, magsisimula ka, sabi sa inyo kanina, pataas, cube, x squared, x, and constant. So, let's start with x cubed. At x cubed. Okay, dito na ang tingin, no? Dito na. Diyan na ang tingin. Okay, may x cubed ba sa first part? Wala. May x cubed ba sa A? Wala. May x cubed ba sa B? Wala. Lalong-lalo na sa C. So, hindi nakasama itong si x cubed. At x squared. Okay, may x squared ba sa first term? Yes. Dito tingin. Baka nalilito kayo. Dito tingin. Yan. So, ano ang value ni numerical coefficient ni x squared? 1. So, may 1 dyan. Imaginary. Okay, yung 4x, walang x squared. Yung 10, walang x squared. Good. Next. Kay A. Meron si A. Wala nang may ibang x squared. Kay B, may 2, kaya plus 2B. Ayun, may x squared. Si C, wala. So, equation number 1. Next, proceed tayo at x. So, sa first part ulit dito, merong 4. Kay A, may 2. Kay B, may 2 ulit. Kay C, meron. So, equation number 2. Sana nasusundan ako, ha. Tapos, kay constant. Okay, meron ulit. 10. Kay A, meron 5. Kay B, walang constant si B, 0. Kay C, walang constant si C, 0. So, di ba 10 is equals to 5, yun yung kanina Ito siya So, kahit wala na to. Kasi na-solve na natin na si A ay equals kay 2. Di ba? It shows pwedeng case 1, or method 1, method 2. Now, if we have value of A, pwede natin gamitin kay equation 1. Substitute A in equation 1. So, sa equation 1, we have 1 equals A, where A is 2 plus 2B. Lipat si 2 sa kabila, magiging 1 minus 2, which is negative 1, equals 2B. Therefore, we can say that B is equals to negative 1/2. Okay, nasusundan ha. So, may A na ako, meron na akong B. So, we can now solve for C. Okay, solving for C, we can substitute A and B in equation number 2. Substitute A and B in equation 2. So, sa equation 2, we have 4 equals 2 times A, where A is times 2 or 2, plus 2B, 2 where B is negative 1/2, plus C. So, yun yung nawawala. So, we have 4 equals to 4. Cancel na si 2. Positive times negative is negative 1 plus C. So, 4 equals 3. 4 minus 1 is 3 plus C. Lipat natin si 3 sa kabila. So, C is equals to 4 minus 3 is 1. So, meron ng time value ni A, 2, B, negative 1/2, C is equals to 1. So, now we can replace everything or substituting the value of A, B, and C. No? 2, negative 1 half, and 1. Okay, so tutuloy ko lang to. 2, negative 1 half, and 1. So we have, dito ko nasulat, integral of A over X plus B times 2X plus 2 plus C over X squared plus 2X plus 5 dx. Tapos pwede na natin paghiwalay-hiwalayin siya. A dx over X plus, ganun din si B, pwede nang hiwalay B times 2X plus 2 dx over X squared plus 2X plus 5 plus C dx over X squared plus 2X plus 5. Substituting the value of A. Ano ulit yung value ni A? 2. Labas ko na si 2. Constant naman dx over X. Plus, yung B, ang value ni B ay negative 1 half. So, yung plus, labas ko na yung negative 1 half para hindi makagulo. Tapos, meron akong 2x plus 2 dx. So, mamaya sasabihin ko sa inyo na mas madali kung kinukuha na yung derivative sa simula pa lang ng denominator. Plus C, where C is equals to 1. Kaya wala na si C, 1 na siya. Dx over X squared plus 2X plus 5. So, by inspection, yung first term, du over u lang yan. Papalitan mo lang to ng u equals to x, du equals to dx. Yung second term, ganun din yan, du over u. Yun yung dahilan na pag nilet yun natin yung x squared plus 2x plus 5, makakancel natin yung 2x plus 2. That's why, sa simula pa lang, dinerive na natin 2x plus 2. Makakancel na natin. Pero yung third term, yan yung mahirap na part. Okay, so hindi basta-basta nasusolve to, no? Okay, kasi kung itutuloy muna natin, no? Tuloy muna natin, leaving the third term. So we have 2 integral dx is du over u. Madali na yung formula na yan. 1 half, yung 2x plus 2. Kaya may ganyan. Kasi kung x yan plus, hindi natin matatanggal yan. No? Mahirap din mangyayari sa second term. Yung dx ay magiging du, papalitan natin into 2x plus 2, no? According dito. Ayan, kaya makakancel natin. Kung hindi natin dinerive sa simula yon at pinabayaan lang natin na x, naku, mahihirapan kayo doon. Ayan, so, yun na lang siya. Katulad nung third term. Ayan, yung third term, mag-iisip pa tayo dyan ngayon. Ano ang gagawin ngayon natin dyan sa third term? Ayan na yung mahirap na part. So, ano naisip ngayon sa third term? Sa third term, gagamit tayo ng magic. Anong magic? Oops. Okay, gagamit tayo dyan ng different integration method. Okay, ano yung different integration method na yon? Okay, tatandaan nyo ba ulit yung okay, good trigonometric substitution. O pwede rin algebraic kung gusto nyo. Pero kasi ako nag-aaral ako, mas minaster ko yung trigonometric. Ano ba yung trigonometric substitution, di ba? U is equals to A sin theta, U is equals to A tangent theta, U is equals to A secant theta. So, aalamin natin yan. Pero trinomial kasi itong denominator na to, kailangan muna natin i-convert into square of binomial by completing the square. So, paano yung completing the square? So, we have x squared plus 2x plus 5. Okay, completing the square. Dito ko na lang sulat. So, x squared plus 2x, dagdag bawas tayo, no? We have 2 over 2 squared plus may 5. Kung nagdagdag ako ng 2 over 2, magbabawas din ako ng 2 over 2. Okay, sa solution ninyo, sa exam ninyo, or sa quiz, pag walang ganyang method na instant, bigla na lang naging binomial square siya, mamalian ko yan, ha. Kailangan may process kung paano naging binomial square siya. So, we have x squared plus 2x, and 2 over 2 is 1, 1 raised to 2 is 1, plus 5 minus 1. So, we have x squared plus 2x. Okay, so 1 plus 5, o plus 1, gawin ko na to. 5 minus 1 is 4. Ayan. So, itong trinomial na to is a PST na siya, no? PST. Ano yung PST? Perfect Square Trinomial. So, ano magiging itsura niya? So, again, continue na tayo na solution. So, yung x squared plus 2x plus 1 is now equals to x plus 1 quantity squared. Yan yung pagiging PST niya. At yung 4 naman can be also turned into 2 squared. Kaya kung babalikan natin, okay, yung first and second term, leave muna natin as isa. Ang focus natin tong third term. Yung dx over x squared plus 2x plus 5. Okay, magiging ano na siya? Dx over, so binago na natin itsura ng denominator, magiging x plus 1 na siya, squared, plus 2 squared. Okay, naging square of binomial na siya. So again, sa quiz or sa exam, pag hindi nyo pinakita yung transformation ng trinomial to become a square of binomial or binomial squares, mamalian ko yon. So, anong method ang gagawin ngayon natin para dyan? Trigonometric substitution using tangent. So, let u is equals to a tangent theta. Okay, sino si u? Si u si x plus 1. Kaya abbreviate nyo ulit. Sino si A? Siya si 2. Tapos tangent theta. Okay, so let's derive. Derivative ng x plus 1, so dx na lang. Yung 2, constant. Derivative ni tangent, secant squared theta d theta. Okay, so palitan ngayon natin yung mga values. So we have equals, okay, dx is 2 secant squared theta d theta over yung x plus 1 quantity squared. Yung x plus 1, ginawa kong 2 tangent theta na naka-squared plus 2 squared. Okay? So, ano yung pwedeng gawin? Okay, so simplify muna natin lahat. Yung denominator kasi, pwedeng i-factor out natin muna yung 2 squared. Distribute ko muna yung exponent na 2. So, we have 2 squared. Si tangent, magiging squared na rin. Plus 2 squared, yung nasa dulo. So, may 2 squared ako rito. May 2 squared ako doon. Pwede kong i-factor siya. So, 2 secant squared theta d theta over, factor ko na yung 2 squared. So, 2 squared tangent squared theta, may natira na lang kasi nilabas ko na yung 2 squared, may matitirang tangent squared theta. Yung 2 squared nilabas ko na, kaya 1 na lang siya ngayon sa loob. So, by inspection, pag minultiply mo yung 2 squared kay tangent squared theta, 2 squared tangent squared theta. So, 2 squared, pag minultiply ko kay 1, 2 squared theta. So, babalik lang ako sa original niya. Okay? So, continue tayo. So, 2 at 2 cancel na. May matitira pang isa. May matitira pa tayong isa sa 2. Yung secant squared theta, ang identity using Pythagorean, ang tangent squared theta plus 1 is secant squared theta. Kaya kung may secant squared theta ako sa taas, may secant squared theta ako sa baba, cancel na. D theta na lang matitira. So, may matitira na lang sa ating d theta sa numerator. Tapos, may 2 na lang ako sa denominator. Okay, nasusundan ba? Paikli ng paikli. Hatiin ko na ito dito. So, continue tayo ngayon. So, we have 1/2 d theta. And integral of d theta is theta plus c. So, 1/2 theta plus c. So, ano yung magiging value ni theta? Kunin natin kasi si theta. Sabi natin sa simula that x, yung kanina, no? Dito. Ito. That x plus 1 is equals to 2 tangent theta. So, x plus 1 divided by 2 is equals to tangent theta. Okay, multiply it by its inverse. Arctan or tan raised to negative, tan negative 1. The exponent yan, ha. So, matitira na, cancel na to. Matitira na lang theta. So, theta, gawin ko na nga lang arctan yung tawag. So, nagiging exponent, Arctan of x plus 1 over 2. So, ayun na yung magiging sagot. Sa third term lang to, ha. That we have 1/2. Third term lang to. Arctan of x plus 1 over 2. Ayan. So, bubuin na natin ngayon yung buong equation. Naguhitan ko pa pala. So, yung first term, 2 integral of du over u. Ito yan. Sinusulat ko na to. Okay, 2 ln absolute value of u, where u is x, minus 1/2 du over u ulit, which is ln of absolute value of u, where u is x squared plus 2x plus 5. And ito na. Plus yung third term. Plus yung third term na 1/2 arctan of x plus 1 over 2. Then, plus c. So, kung aayusin natin to, pwede kong i-apply yung logarithm rule. Itong 2, ilalagay ko sa taas, exponent. Yung 1/2, ilalagay ko sa taas. Tapos, subtraction kasi siya, division. Okay, nasusundan. So, we have ln x raised to 2 divided by x squared plus 2x plus 5 raised to 1/2. Ayan. Okay, dahil 1/2 ang exponent, pwedeng gawing radical. So, gawin na lang natin square root. Ayan. Plus, ito na, 1/2 arctan of x plus 1 over 2 plus c. So, this is our final answer. Prepare for your midterm exam class. Question? Just write down in the comment or DM me. Okay, proceed tayo for the next case. Hinga muna ng malalim. Sabi ko sa inyo, mahaba-haba to. Anyway, last case na naman. Okay, prepare for the last case. Okay, for the last case, case number 4, when the factors of the denominator, again, contains irreducible quadratic factors, but this time, some are repeated. So, para siyang case number 2. Okay. Quadratic na may repetition. So, paulit-ulit lang naman yung format. Pero i-apply nyo pa rin yung pagiging quadratic, ha? So, again, take note of the exponent. Okay, dito ko muna lagay ito. Okay, take note of the exponent. Ayan, siya yung magsasabing repeated. Tapos, hindi mo na pwedeng i-factor out itong denominator. No? Pag hindi na pwedeng i-factor out, so again, let's say example, this is raised to 3. So, gagapang-gapang, no? Raised to 1, raised to 2, raised to 3. Tapos, hindi mawawala, no? Laging magkasama agad yung dalawang constant. Like A, may B. Yung unang constant, may derivative na. Saan nakuha to? 2ax plus 5, yung derivative ng denominator. Sumunod na set, kasama ulit C and D, dalawa ng dalawa. Yung una ulit, may derivative na rin ng denominator. Yung pangatlo ulit, dalawa ulit na constant, at yung una ulit, may derivative na ng denominator. So, ganun yung pag-analyze. Kung yan ay naging raised to 4, okay, so dalawa ng dalawa ng dalawa. Okay, sundan? Okay, so again, reminder that 2ax plus b is the derivative of the denominator. So let's have an example. Evaluate the integral of x squared plus x plus 2. Okay, yung denominator, yung 2x plus 3, ay x squared plus 2x plus 3. So, factorable pa ba yung x squared plus 2x plus 3? Huwag nyo sasabihin agad na quadratic siya, ha? Ay, quadratic na repeated, case 4 siya. Again, i-factor nyo muna yung denominator. By looking on the denominator, kung nasa loob, ano factors ni 3? Uy, factors ni 3 ay 3 times 1 lang. At yung 3 and 1, pwedeng magbigay ng 2. Tama ba? Diba? 3 and 1. So, 3 minus 1 is 2. Pwede. No, kasi 3 and 1 pwedeng maging 4. 3 and 1 pwedeng maging 2. Ito rin yung middle term. Uy, pwede yun. Pero, positive na nga lang eh. So, hindi pwede. Kung siya ay naging negative, possible. Kasi yung 3 and 1, isusubtract nyo yun. Diba? Pwedeng positive 1 times positive 3, which is 3. So, pag positive, positive, positive 1, positive 3, add yon for yon. Yung positive 3, pwede rin negative 3, negative 1. Negative, negative, which is positive rin. Pero negative, negative, a-add mo pa rin yon. Kaya negative 4 or positive 4 dapat ang middle term. So, yan, obviously, na hindi na siya factorable. So, you have to master it also. At mamamaster nyo lang yun kung lagi kayo o madalas kayong laging nagsusolve. Okay, so that's the key. Hindi yung, sir, ano ba technique para matuto ng gumaling sa math? Isa lang. Mag-pray. Okay, of course, syempre, kailangan may gawa. Mag-solve kayo na mag-solve. Practice solving. Sa isang araw, 5 problems. Tapos, pag hindi pa rin kinaya, 6 problems, 7. Pag hindi nyo ginawa yan, alam nyo nakalalagyan nyo. Hindi talaga kayo matututo sa math. Ang masarap mag-aral ng math para kang tumatama sa loto. Okay, let's continue. So, if we're going to evaluate that, siyempre, kunin ulit natin yung format ng case number 4. Purely case number 4 siya. And repeated. So, yung first term, combination of two unknowns, A and B. Tapos, raised to 1 siya, ha? Ayun ulit, raised to 1. Ganun kong black. Raised to 1. Ay, sorry. raised to 1. Hindi na lang pinakita. Okay, A and B and 2x plus 2. Saan nakuha? Yung derivative ng denominator. Derivative ng 2x plus 2, x squared plus 2x plus 3 is 2x plus 2. Okay, tapos yung sumunod, ika-second na niya. And, okay, combination ulit ng 2 unknowns times yung first na may derivative. Okay? Tapos, kukunin ulit yung LCD. Pwede nang paghiwalay-hiwalay. So, si A, B, and C. A, B, C, and D. Pinaghiwalay-hiwalay ko lang, ha? So, alam niyo na paano pagkuha niyan. Okay, so solving for A, B, C, and D. Oops, sorry. Sorry. Balik tayo. Yan. Solving for, na-advance nyo tuloy. No? Tagal na kasi. Bilisan na natin. So, solving for A, B, C, and D. Anong gagawin natin? Okay, so, pwede nating i-apply pa ba yung method 1? So, by inspection, wala na kasi tayong linear. Wala tayong mapagkukunan ng value ng x. So, hindi natin magagamit yung method 1 by substitution. So, what we can do is to use method number 2. Ano yung method number 2? Equating coefficient. So, we need to distribute. 2x, didistribute natin kay x squared, kay 2x din, kay 3. Expand natin. No choice kasi tayo. Wala tayong isa-substitute na x. A, we have 2x cubed plus 4x squared plus 6x. Tapos si 2, ganun din. Distribute din dito, distribute din doon, distribute din doon. Okay, so 2 times x squared. Dito ko muna lalagay, no, para madaling i-add na natin. 2x squared. 2 times 2x, 4x. 2 times 3 is 6. Tapos, kakopyahin natin si B. Inuna ko lang si A. So, A is equals to 2x cubed plus 4 plus 2 is 6x squared. 6 plus 4 is 10x plus 6. Plus yung B. Yan ang i-distribute. Plus si C. Ay, tiyagain nyo na lang panoorin itong ano, ha. Kasi hindi ko na pinutol pa. Okay, so that's method number 2. So, equating coefficient, simulan na natin kay x cubed. Kasi siya may pinakamataas na exponent. So, by x cubed, so, dito tingin, meron bang x cubed? Wala. So, 0. Equals. Okay, kay A, dito tingin. Meron bang x cubed si A? Yes, meron dalawa. So, 2A. Si B, wala. Si C, wala. Si D, wala. So, in short, if 0 is equals to 2A, therefore A is 0. Or 0 divided by 2 is 0. Okay, at x squared naman tayo. Tingnan natin para hindi ito. Okay, yung kaliwa, x squared meron, isa. Okay, meron, ha. Ito, may isa. Hindi na lang pinakita. Next. Kay A, meron 6. 6. Kay B, meron isa. Si B. Si C, wala. Si D, wala. So, equation 1. Next, at x naman. Okay, so yung left term, left member, meron isa. Kay A, meron 10. Kay B, meron 2. Kay C, meron 2 rin. Kay D, wala. equation number 2. Next, at constant. Okay. So, sa left term, meron dalawa. Kay A, meron 6. Kay B, meron 3. And C, you have 2. And D, you have 1. Equation number 3. So, we have A, value of A, which is 0. So, we can now solve for B using equation number 1. So, substituting A in equation 1, or equation 1 is equals to 6 times A, which is 0, plus B. So, we have V equals to 1. 0 kasi yung 6 eh. Okay na. Now, we have A and B. We can now solve for C in equation number 2. So, substitute A and B in equation number 2. In equation number 2, we have 1 equals 10 times A, which is 0, plus 2 times B, which is 1, plus 2C. So, yung 2 na lang, lipat sa kabila, we have negative 1 equals to 2C. Ay, nasusundan naman, no? Therefore, C is equals to negative 1/2. That's good. Okay, and last but not the least is D. So, si D sa equation number 3. So, ito ko nasulat. At constant. Substitute pala tayo at constant. Substitute A, B, and C in equation number 3. In equation number 3, we have 2 equals 6 times 0 plus 3 times B, which is 1, plus 2 times C, negative 1/2, plus D. So, this is 0, this is 3. So, sige, sulat muna natin. Cancel na to, negative 1 na lang, plus D. So, 3 minus 1 is 2. Lipat ko si 2 sa kabila. 2 minus 2, 0. Again, D is equals to 0 then. Dito, D. Oh, parang iba. Ayusin ko lang. D equals 0. Ganyan ko na lang pala tandaan yung 0. Okay, so next, proceed tayo ngayon. Balik na tayo sa original value. So, meron lang tayong value ni B and C. Tandaan ha, B and C, wala tayong value ni A. Wala rin tayong value ni T. Ang B natin ay 1, ang C ay negative 1/2. Okay, proceed ngayon tayo. Clear everything. B and C lang tayo. So, dito part, no? B and C. Ito parang shortcutting ko na ng konti. Wala na to. 0 na kasi, wala na rin to. So, may matitira na lang tayong integral of, okay, si B na lang. B over x squared 2x plus 3 plus C 2x plus 2 over x squared plus 2x plus 3 quantity squared dx. Okay, and the value of our B and C is negative 1/2 and 1. Continue tayo. So, we have yung B, negative 1/2. Oops. and 1. So, yung 1, di ko nasusulat. Tapos, pwede na natin ilabas. Negative 1/2. And yung kabila, wag nyo ipa-factor ha, kasi kakancelin natin yon. Baka i-factor nyo pa yung 2. Kasi ilalabas nyo sa integral. Nako, wag kayong magkakamali. Ayan. Okay na. So again, anong mahirap na part dito? Yung first term ulit. Kasi dito, sa second term, makakancel nyo ito mamaya. Ay magiging du over yun na lang yan. No, sige. So, paano gagawin? Leave muna natin yung first term ha. Dito sa second term, okay, yung 2x plus 2 para makancel yan, magpa-power rule ka lang. Iaakit muna natin itong isa. Negative na exponent. Diba? Tapos magle-let you ka ng x squared plus 2x plus 3. So, pag dinerive mo yan, kaya tayo nagdi-derive para makancel eh. Yan. So, nangyari yan, 2x plus 2, magiging u raised to negative 2. Si dx, dito kukunin, magiging du over 2x plus 2. Cancel na to. So, power rule lang siya. So, dito tayo ulit babalik. Mahirap na part. So, dyan sa part na yan, gamit ulit tayo ng completing the square. Ito ko na lang lagay class ha. Para hindi save na natin yung space sa kabila. So again, x squared by completing the squared, 2x. Dagdag ako ng 2, divide ako ng 2, by square. Plus 3. Bawas din ako. 2 over 2 square. So we have x squared plus 2x plus 1 plus 3 minus 1. So, x squared plus 2x okay, plus 1 plus 2. Okay, double check kung tama. Okay, double check natin ha. Mahirap na kasi pagka uulit tayo sa simula, no? Ang dami nating na-solve, so uulit tayo sa simula. Yun, may mali tayo. Yung B ay 1. Yung C ang negative 1/2. Nagkabaliktad tayo. So, alisin lang natin. So, this is 1. Wala na to. Burahin ko lang ha. Sabi na nga ba may nakaligtaan na 1 lang to. Tapos, ito ay negative 1/2. Nabaliktad. So, ito wala to. Hirap kasi, walang nagko-correct sa akin. Negative 1/2 to. Dito may negative 1/2. So, ayan na siya. Okay? So, anyway, wala namang naapektuhan sa atin, no? So, dito na tayo babalik. So, check pa natin kung ano yung possible na kulang. I guess wala na. Okay, continue na tayo. Let's move on. So, itong part na to, PST na siya. Siya ay x plus 1 quantity squared. So, ito ngayon yung problema natin, class. Hindi siya perfect square. So, paano gagawin ngayon natin kung hindi siya perfect square? So, tricky problem to eh. So, pilitin natin gawing perfect square. Dapat siya ay maging perfect square. Pero 2 raised to 2 is 4, hindi na siya 2. Kaya i-square root natin para bumalik siya sa original niya. Okay, so that's the technique. Yung hindi is perfect square, gawing square by writing it in square root. Kaya, yung magiging equation ngayon natin, wala na yung 1 half ha, yung dx over x squared plus 2x plus 3, yan yung kanina, ay magiging equal na kay dx over x plus 1 square plus and square root of 2 na naka-square. Yan na yung pinaka-technique. So again, we're going to let, dito na tayo sa susunod. Pasensya na kung kulang ang space. Okay, so we're going to let u. Solution na tayo dito. Is equals to a tan theta, applying trigonometric substitution, where u is x plus 1. Okay, si a, yan, si square root of 2 na siya. Para lang maging perfect square siya. Times tangent theta. So, pag kinuha ngayon natin derivative, dx is equals to square root of 2 secant squared theta d theta. So, pwede na natin palitan. So, we have integral of dx, where dx is square root of 2 secant squared theta d theta. Divided by, okay, yung x plus 1, square root of 2 yon, tangent theta, na naka-squared. Okay, plus square root of 2 square. Okay, so pa-factor natin yung denominator. Okay, distribute muna natin yung exponent. Square. Yung tangent, naka-square na rin. At yung last na naka-square root na naka-square. So, we have a common factor of square root of 2 na naka-square. I-write ko lang. So, meron na akong square root of 2 na naka-square na common factor. Dito sa first term, okay, may matitira na lang na tangent squared theta. Kasi nilabas ko na yung square root of 2 square. Yung sa second term naman, dito naman, dahil nilabas ko na nga yan, may matitira na lang na isa. Okay. So, again, yung square root of 2, cancel na kasi meron din dito. So, dalawa kasi may matitira pang isa. Yung tangent squared theta plus 1, ang identities niya sa Pythagorean is secant squared theta. So, kung may secant squared theta ako sa taas, cancel na rin yung sa baba. So, may natira na lang tayong okay, d theta na lang sa taas. Sa baba naman, may natira pa tayong isang square root of 2. So, pwede nang ilabas yung square root of 2, 1 over square root of 2, we have integral of d theta. So, pag in-integrate natin siya, we have theta plus c. Pero wala pa tayong plus c, no? Kasi hindi pa natin napagsasama yung dalawang terms. So, solving for theta, babalikan natin yung kanina ulit, yung x plus 1, which is equals to square root of 2 tangent theta. So, dito natin kukunin yung theta. So we have x plus 1 over square root of 2 equals to tangent theta. Okay, tapos, multiply natin ng its inverse or arctan na ilalagay ko. So theta now is equals to arctan of x plus 1 over square root of 2. Okay? So, pwede na nating kunin ulit yun sa part na to. So, magiging 1/2 square root of 2. Theta is arctan. Ayan yung sa second term na sagot. So, pwede na nating pagsamahin yung first term and second term. Ayun pala yung first term. Yung second term, pwede na nating isama. So, sa first term, ito na siya. Ito na yan, ha. Kuhin ko lang. Ito na yan. Okay. So, we have 1/2 square root of 2 equals ko na arctan x plus 1 over square root of 2. Tapos, may 1/2. Pinapin na natin yan, no? Ito, may minus to. Minus 1/2 yan. Minus 1/2. Okay, na-cancel na natin. Ito, may minus 1/2 to. Magiging negative 1/2 to. U raised to negative 2tu. Okay, power rule. U is equals to x squared plus 2x plus 3. Okay, negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1 over negative 1 plus c. Okay, tapos i-simplify na lang natin siya. We have 1 over square root of 2 arctan of x plus 1 over square root of 2. Negative, negative is positive. Negative yung exponent, ibababa. So, matitira na lang sa taas ay 1 over may 2 na ako presently times x squared plus 2x plus 3. Okay, wala yung exponent kasi naging positive na plus c. Isin ko lang ito. Okay, so that's our final answer. Whew! Pagod ba? Talagang mahirap na yung part na yan. So, yung next topic natin. Okay, may question? Okay, kung walang question, good. Our next topic, syempre, ano na tayo? Okay, interesting na siya, no? Kasi, definite integrals na tayo. So, again, sa mga hindi ko estudyante na nanonood, thank you very much for watching. Sa mga students ko na nanonood, continue watching, mag-aral mabuti. And thank you for everything na time ninyo. Mahaba kasi itong oras na to. Okay, good luck and God bless to you, lalo na sa exam ninyo. Okay, bye-bye.